I'm so offended when my body decides to be sick. Like I gave you a vegetable last week. How dare you? Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon. This is Modern Escapism. And welcome to the show. My name is the very poorly Oodles, but as always, I am a trooper and I'm here to give you the content that you desire and require. Joining me today is the northern behemoth himself. It's Gadget.
Did you call me fat?
No, behemoth, strong, massive,
majestic.
Yeah. Also, the southern behemoth. It's Piggy.
Hey, episode 150. Woohoo!
Oh yeah, it is. Shit.
Uh-oh. And also, the western behemoth is Candy.
I'm seeing a link here.
Yes, all the behemoths are here today. Unfortunately, Stig isn't here with us today because he's got the shits.
Oh, not again. That's going round.
I don't know where he is. I just got the message earlier saying, you remember I'm not on.
He's I think he's at the wrestling tonight, so he's in London.
Is it the wrestling? Is it the wrestling? That's cool,
Wrestling.
That's cool. How have you guys' weeks been?
Yeah, it's been all right. I still have nothing to do at work, so I've been sat drawing all day. It's been
Oh,
fun.
that sounds terrible.
It's
Must be
awful.
hell.
It's the worst.
I've been working. That's about it.
Yeah,
was
I've
it?
been also working, and it's not fun.
How was your first week back after your month-long shits, Biggie?
Yeah, just catching up with everything and managing to keep things down.
He ran
Yeah.
straight. He ran straight to the. He ran straight to the newsagents to get his copy of the Sun. See what's happening in Britain.
Oh no,
Need
not
to
that
know.
rag, thank you.
I need to know what's happening in my Britain.
Sunday sport at least. That's still going.
I don't think that's still going, is it? Maybe it is.
How many emails did you come back to? I always like to know this one. I know it's such a stupid, boring work thing, but like when you work in an office, do you have time off? Like
Yeah, for me it was 96.
Ooh, for an
That's
HR
low.
man, that's low. That's low. That.
Yeah.
My record is a couple of jobs ago when I came back from like a week off. No, I had 2 weeks off on the sick because I got like the worst flu, like pre-COVID days, but this was like the worst flu. So I was off for
Yeah.
like 2 weeks, and I came back to 464 emails.
Yeah, I've been off a week now, and I literally could keep going. It's what? Let me see. 125 in 1 week.
Fucking hell.
Shows how
You're saying,
important
where the
I
fuck
am.
are you?
I am
Well,
management
you're not at
though.
work.
They know I'm off. They know I'm off. But yeah, sorry, dear listener, I am poorly, and I've not got COVID. I don't think I've not done a test, but I'm blaming it on.
You've caught the south, haven't you?
I've caught the south. I've been down south. Well, to the Midlands, to the West Midlands, I believe.
Yeah, but it's outside of this, outside of the safety of God's own country.
Yeah, and due to rail strikes, unprecedented rail strikes, we had to get a coach home, and it took 7 hours. So all that
Hey.
That was in
recirculated.
manner to Wakefield.
Yeah, yeah. Guess
How far
what?
is
When we
that?
got to Leeds, when we got back to Leeds, was going to get 2 buses back home from Leeds. It'd be easier.
Yeah.
The buses all got cancelled. Literally every bus from Arriva got cancelled. So let's get an Uber.
Oh, how much was that?
I don't want 50 quid.
50 quid. Jesus Christ. I bet you nearly shit yourself.
Mate,
in
I
the
wanted to get
car.
my kids home. They were tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that, but
I was fuming. I'm fuming about the whole thing. It's so expensive. I love the trip. I love the journey. Going down there, seeing places I've never seen before, and people being obsessed with my accent because they all sound like Brummies in Drayton Manor.
I fucking when I was down in the West Country a few weeks ago, everything was say book, say cook.
Yeah,
Most of that
That
was
was just
some
me.
candy. That was candy and acid pill. I just
Yeah.
looked up on Google Maps, Oodles. 106 miles it is from Drayton Manor to Leeds.
Yeah, it's not far.
So that's 2 hours at this time driving. So 7 hours. Fuck me.
Because you had to go through every
I
train
was going to say,
station.
yeah.
Oh, it was fucking horrendous.
But there's no more
Megabus.
British. There's no more British than a bus replacement service.
Oh, it didn't cost a penny. It didn't cost a penny, but that's why I think I've got the flu, because we got home yesterday and I started to get sniffly after I got home. I'm like, I've caught it. I've caught whatever is in the air. Whatever is in the air, because it's recirculated air on a bus and a plane, isn't it?
On a plane, yes, not so much on a bus, but yeah, you're in a big metal tube with the grate unwashed.
Yeah, and there was this guy behind me eating chicken wings, sniffling as well.
Oh, nah. There's always someone. Anytime I've ever had to take like a long distance public transport, be it a train or a bus or whatever, there's always been someone eating something that fucking stinks.
Yeah.
There was a guy on the way down that had pickled onions.
Oh, nah.
A jar. He opened a jar of pickled onions and he was like, "Do you want one? Do you want one?" No.
What? He was sharing them around as well, around the bus.
Yeah.
Oh God! Bring biscuits at least. Like, there's always one travel troll, isn't there? Like they try and pick out the most stinkiest food.
Like, I'm the guy that I've travelled the world. I've been on planes for hours upon hours. I've hitchhiked everywhere, but there's nothing more fouler and worse than a big intercity coach. There's nothing worse. It's disgusting.
With pickled onions.
It's just the worst.
Especially not the megabus when they have those offers like get to London for £1.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
but
yeah.
Have you seen the catches to them? That it's £1 only if every seat's been filled.
Well, if every seat's been filled and it's like leaves at like 2 a.m. or something.
Exactly.
Like trying to guarantee no traffic or anything like that.
Yeah,
but like,
it's just been mad.
People need to learn the public transport etiquette for long distance. Like,
yeah,
if you're going to need food, that's fine. You're on a 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour coach ride, whatever. You're going to need a snack. Dry food, pre-packaged sandwiches, not prawn sandwiches, or egg sandwiches.
Cheese, just have cheese.
No
cheese
tuna
sandwich,
melts.
Ham sandwich.
Ham sandwich.
No tuna melts.
Yeah.
Cheese and pickle, best sandwich.
If it's crisps, it's ready salted or nothing.
A bit more permissive on crisps, but none of those like really fucking stinky ones.
Yeah,
A Monster Munch.
Yeah,
Monster Munch pickled onions.
Also, don't share pickled onions around the coach. In fact, don't share food around the coach. Just bring your own food.
I found it disgusting. My kids were like, my son's like, he was sat next to me. He's like, "What's wrong with him?" I went, "I don't know, boy. I don't know."
Don't look at him.
It was a bit of just an old bloke travelling alone. And he was travelling from Leeds, on Albus Dumbledore, that's what the bus was called, from Leeds all the way to Bristol.
Oh, that's a long...
On the megabus.
That's
He's probably here now.
Yeah, it's probably...
So I can smell pickled onions.
So when we got off at Birmingham, he's still got a ways to go, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's about hour and a half, 2 hours from Birmingham to Bristol.
Fuck that. But yeah, anyway, we ended up in Tamworth. We went to Drayton Manor, and that was fantastic. It's great to be able to afford our own holiday for the first time in a long time. Loved it.
You're not going to financially recover from this week now, though, are you?
It's just that fucking Uber shite, mate. Uber. And the guy was coming down on the Uber, said, "Oh, we've never been to South Hempstead before. Do you reckon I'm going to get many lifts when I'm down there?" I went, "No." You're driving home. You're driving back to Leeds, pal. You're not going to get no one in my village knows what Uber is.
Only 4 of them have got smartphones, and that's my family.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's my week. I've been on all the roller coasters. It's been great, and yeah. Oh, what I do? Do you know what I have missed though? God, apart from like Benadryl and aspirin and stuff like that, I've missed news, and I think there's only one man that can do it. It's Biggie's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
I like the way you read it, no biggity. I got to tag it up. I like the way you deliver it, no biggity. I got to news it up, girl. I like the way you update it, no biggity. I got to break it up. I like the way you word it, no biggity. I got to word it up.
5 stars. I like that one.
Stunning. He was sultry, that. Beautiful.
I tried. So, Nintendo announcement. Charles Martinet has been the original voice of Mario in Nintendo games for a long time, and as far back as Super Mario 64. Charles is now moving into the brand new role of Mario Ambassador. With this transition, he will be stepping back from recording character voices for our games, and he'll continue to travel the world, sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all. It's been an honour working with Charles to help bring Mario to life for so many years, and we want to thank and celebrate him. Please keep an eye out for a special video message from Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles himself, which we will post at a future date. Yeah. He's unemployed then?
Well,
no, I said it in our Discord. They're doing the Stan Lee thing to him. But again, I've seen a lot of people on X and on Facebook and on Instagram, and they're all saying stuff like, "Oh, it's so sad. It's not going to be the same without him." And then I'm sat there. I said this to Kurt in our Discord. I said, "Can you tell me your favourite Charles Martinet monologue?" There isn't one because wahoos and stuff.
Yeah, I think he's recorded enough voice lines over the past kind of 30 years
to just not do it anymore.
To not do it. There's just so many samples of him go wahoo, aha,
exactly,
Mario,
exactly.
You know, all that kind of thing. But the funniest ones, I think that it was when I saw this first on Reddit, and the first comment was, "Oh fuck's sake, it's going to be Chris Pratt again, isn't it?"
Yeah, I saw that one.
No, but Chris Pratt has done Mario monologues. Bob Hoskins has done Mario monologues. Captain, what's him who used the Super Mario Brothers show? Remember that? What's his name? That old wrestler. He's done monologues as Mario. Charles Martinet is the only person that's never really had a full sentence as Mario. And don't get me wrong, I love his like wahoos and his the sound effects.
It's just sound effects, though, isn't it?
It's just sound effects. I think we'll get over it. It's great to see Nintendo still supporting an older man, but to me, it seems like they're giving him a harder job now, flying him across the world.
I was going to say that. Like, I mean, if it's his retirement, surely doing a few wahoos here and there is less exhausting than flying back and from Japan.
Yeah. Come on, Charles, get on the plane. I've just got down. I've just touched down. No, we're going straight to Australia now. Come on. Fucking old man.
Making his 9th convention. Give us a wahoo. Wahoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Say the line, Bart.
It's good that they're like again, they're only doing this for public outcry. They know what would happen if they just sacked him.
Oh yeah.
He's probably going to be replaced by AI, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he's going to be replaced with AI.
Well, I think that's why they're saying he's like a Mario ambassador now. It's basically so they keep paying him without him actually having to record anything.
Yes.
Fair enough. He's an old man. He needs to have a sit down.
They did it. Like I said, they did it for Stanley, and Stanley, and he loved the role as an ambassador. He liked it. He didn't have to do any boardroom stuff or anything like that.
No, he just liked going to fucking conventions, having a couple of whiskeys,
films,
and saying talking about old stories of him getting drunk in the 60s.
Yeah, exactly. He loved it. He loved it. He even said on one of his final interviews that it was best part of his career, the ambassadorship.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be having Biggie as ambassador for Modern Escapism fairly soon. When we
what's
end up around the world. You're the oldest, mate, that's all.
I was going to send you around the world where you get to drink whiskey and talk about all your cruise ship stories.
Yeah.
Do you know where you are? No.
Much like when you're on the cruise ships.
And the podcast.
But yeah, I wish Charles Martinet well, but yeah, it's a nice end to his career, but that's it really, isn't it? I'm not sad, if you get what I mean. I'm happy for
Speaking of Nintendo, they revealed at the latest Direct, featuring Switch remasters of GameCube games may be happening soon for anyone interested.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
They probably got a bit of a boost off the Metroid Prime remaster, selling like absolute fucking hotcakes.
Yeah, it did well, didn't it?
It did very well. I think it was like the best-selling Metroid for a long time. I think it even outsold Dread.
It did.
Which is
better
impressive considering
Dread
sold well.
It is better than Dread.
I tried it. I didn't get. But I didn't get on with the nostalgia for it. I never had a GameCube.
Oh god, I did. Fucking hell, love that.
Whereas I'd played Metroid.
I think
before.
Metroid Primes were one at first, like first-person games I'd really played and enjoyed. Love them.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
Was there a next in there from that sneeze?
I was supposed to say next, but I sneezed it out.
Okay. Konami confirms Metal Gear Solid Remaster Collection resolution for each system. The current gen systems won't run the games at 4K, but have now clarified that the game will render at the following resolutions. All platforms except Switch, 1080, 60 frames per second. Switch in docked mode, 1080, 30 frames per second. Switch handheld mode, 720 at 30 frames per second.
Oh, God. Yeah, so like me and Candy agreed last time, the Switch is the worst place to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For everything.
By a country mile.
and it's released next month in October 24th.
I'm happy with
Not
60
next month.
frames, 1080.
Yeah, I don't get why the Switch, though, is running it at 30 frames either way. Like, these were PS1 and PS2 games. Like, the Switch can handle it.
Need I remind you, Metal Gear Solid 3D Snake Eater on the 3DS was in 60 frames per second. On
Exactly.
the 3DS.
This is Konami doing another Konami. This is the fucking Silent Hill remastered collection all over again, where they actively made the games worse.
It's a shame because the package that they're delivering is fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's
so much
content.
It's like 300 hours of content.
And that's just the
Isn't that
cutscenes.
not on? That's not on the. Oh, sorry, I was thinking about the extra stuff as well. That's not on the Switch, is it?
No.
The extra stuff
Is
isn't
that
on the
right?
Switch.
Yeah.
So you just don't get it on Switch. Get it on PS4/PS5 or Xbox.
Or PC.
Yeah.
Or PC is probably going to be the best place to do it because you'll be able to mod it. And
But then again, on
Make it
PC,
even
you can
better.
already emulate these games, so it's not like you need to.
I know.
Yes.
But
And you can
You
play
get-
them in 4K.
it's the first time we're going to get the digital graphic novel part 2 in English, which is
Yeah, true.
exciting. That's
For you.
exciting. Yes, I love them graphic novels. They're good. But yeah, I'm up for it. Next.
Mortal Kombat. Sorry, they said that again. Mortal Kombat 1 includes audio descriptive fatalities.
I
The
like Mortal
accessibility
Kombat better.
feature
Model
is
Combat.
exactly as it sounds. It will allow players to hear what is happening on screen thanks to audio description. This will, of course, be a game changer for blind or partially sighted players. I thought the
don't
blind
like-
bit was a bit odd. If you're playing Mortal Kombat and you're blind, you're a
Yeah.
bloody good player.
Mate, I watched the guy
I
play.
didn't want to say something
play
crass there.
Super Mario 64 blind.
Yeah, I didn't want to be crass there, like, but the idea of a blind person playing a fighting game absolutely baffles me.
There's a character called Blind Kenshi.
You know, playing
Do you know
it, not
what?
the characters.
The funniest thing is, like, I've seen these modes on a lot of Ubisoft games. They did it on Assassin's Creed, and it was like, Cassandra plunged the blade into his neck. Cassandra now equips a different battlement. Cassandra now it just does that constantly. Cassandra is heading west. Cassandra is heading east, and it's like I can imagine how a blind person could like envision it, but I don't think it's for fully blind people. I think that's what people need to realize. I think it's for partially sighted people.
It's like playing Skyrim on your Alexa.
If you were,
That's exactly what it's like.
If you were fully blind, I think you'd find a different pastime than playing Mortal Kombat. I think so anyway.
Then maybe they're trying to bring in the blind audience.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Maybe.
Also, I'm assuming audio descriptive fatalities is just like the fucking dungeon master in D&D telling you how you decapitate something.
I mean, now Biggie's said that, and if you play that game, there's no way you're not trying it.
I'm going to try it if I get the game. I'm going to fucking try it.
Of course you are. I'm leaving this on. Solidarity with blind brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Raiden fucked up Liu Kang.
He's like, Jax's body falls to the floor and there's a thump, thump, thump of blood coming out of his neck or something like that.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Everything I see about this Mortal Kombat 1, it looks better.
I hope also the person who's doing the audio description thing is kind of like a kind of ever so slightly sexy voice.
No, you'd be
Like
the
a
guy
bit-
round one.
No,
Be him.
that would be too overpowering. But
Jax
like,
dismembers Kitana with his fists and pulls her head off.
I'm thinking like someone like Amelia Tyler who's the narrator in Baldur's Gate 3, like that kind of like smooth,
Oh, she's
calming
sexy.
female voice.
I reckon I should do it. You're right. So what happens here is the
No, turning it off.
Spoin's being ripped out there. Oh, blimey! Oh, it don't look good. It's not looking good for him.
Where to be his head gone?
Can't park there, mate.
Drive.
Hire me.
Next. No, fire her.
Speaking of fatalities, PlayStation's first remote play details were announced for its new Portal remote player, which will launch this year at £199.99.
Nope.
Ouch.
Nope.
I
It would
think
include
this
the
is
key
a massive
features.
waste of money.
It will include the key features of the DualSense wireless controller, including adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. The vibrant 8-inch LCD screen, why is it not OLED, is capable of 1080p at 60 frames per second. Connect your PS5 remotely over Wi-Fi. You'll be able to swiftly jump from playing on your PlayStation 5 to your PlayStation Portal. It will support games installed on your console, but it will not include all the PlayStation Plus content that you can stream.
Bollocks.
Shite.
Why? And it has a 3.5mm audio jack, but it won't allow you to use Bluetooth headphones.
Unless you buy Sony's ever so special
Yes,
Bluetooth
they're new
headphones
ones.
with the PlayStation Link.
And the Pulse Pulse headphones or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Pulse Explore and Pulse Buds, which
They sound like dildos.
well,
Pulse Explore.
I mean the Pulse Buds setup. Setup. I think they start at like the same price as AirPod Pros.
Fuck off.
Madness, isn't it?
I can just see it now. I can picture the boardroom. No, like I can picture the boardroom, like R&D at Sony, loads of Japanese men just bowing and shaking hands and being, yes, we've done it, guys. This is what gamers want. This is what they've been craving for so long. We got it so right with the PSP and the PS Vita. We are the masters of handheld. This is what they want. And then they would drop that, they check all socials and go, we've done it again. We've fucked up.
I generally like the idea of this, but just the sense of what it can do. But
It's
not
not
at that
very
price.
And
Well,
as
you
I
can get one of
said,
those backbones as well. It
you
does
could
all the
do
same
this-
thing.
I've got the Razer Kishi right there for 40 quid.
Yeah.
It attaches to my phone that is OLED, by the way. It is OLED. And I can have 120 hertz refresh rate, and I can do the same thing with my PS5. Done.
Yes.
That's it. 40 quid.
If
Do it.
if it could do like if you didn't have to have a PS5, if you could do like PlayStation Cloud gaming,
Without
a bit like you do with your phone with xCloud with Game
Yes.
Pass.
I don't have an Xbox, so I can still use it.
Yeah. Then I think there would be an excuse for it at £200
Yeah,
because
so do I.
because then you like Sony will be then pushing their cloud gaming operation. And, you know, it doesn't need to have any storage. It just needs the RAM and it just needs the internet connection. And I could see that for £200. But it's a fucking Wii U gamepad. That's all
It's a
it
Wii U
is.
gamepad.
In fact, no,
Well, it
because
is.
you could connect Bluetooth headphones to the Wii U gamepad. It's less
You
than a
could.
Wii U gamepad.
It's a lesser, inferior product. And isn't the Wii U 200 quid anyway?
Well, it was, yeah.
A full console.
But yeah, the fact that it's an LCD screen, okay, fine. OLED would have been better, but yeah, and you don't lose. I'm not bothered by that. But the fact that there's no storage on it, you can't even put fucking media on it. Like you can't connect to the internet and watch YouTube via it without having your PlayStation on and stuff like that. It's just it's a solution to a problem that I don't think too many people have.
The only thing that's scaring me is, are they going to remove my remote play on my phone now they're going to release that? Because if they do, I'll be furious.
I don't think they will.
Because it's a great
That's
app.
why I
and
like it.
It runs really fast. It runs
Well,
really good.
I've got remote play on my PC for if I ever decide to capture any PS5 footage.
Yeah, it's
Oh, nice.
really good. It's a really good app. The xCloud's better by massive margins, but it's a good feature to have, especially if you've got a decent phone like I have. Why would I downgrade?
Yeah.
Also, it only has a 4-hour battery life. It's got the same battery life as a DualSense.
Oh, by the way, the Razer Kishi has the same battery life as your phone because it doesn't have a battery. It is just
doesn't need
attached
one.
to your phone. It doesn't need one. Oh God, stupid.
That
Yeah,
is tempting
dumb.
me to buy a backbone though, not for the PlayStation,
one.
for the Xbox. They look cool. I mean,
Get
it's
one, it
100 quid.
works.
It's still kind of dear. It's still 100 quid.
You don't
but
need a backbone. Get a Kishi. You've got an Android phone.
yeah, let's have a look.
I've got the Xbox Edition Kishi. It's got an Xbox button on it. You press it, it launches the Xbox thing straight up.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, good man.
Oh, lucky.
I think it's brilliant and it fits any phone.
Yeah, the PlayStation Portal is absolutely. It's either too expensive for what it is. If they wanted to have it, the functionality that it has, it needed to be 99 quid or 120.
Yep.
I remember reading one of the posts where they said it was something from one of the Sony marketing team saying like, with the elements and the inspiration from our previous PlayStation Portable, like, don't call it PlayStation Portal to get PSP fans on board.
That's what
not
they're doing.
fair.
That's what
That's
they're doing.
not fair. Of course they are. So it's the new PSP.
It's also a shadow of the God King that was the PSP.
PSP was a great console.
Yeah,
Absolutely great console. PS Vita were a good console. That had really good remote play.
yeah, they just fucked that one.
They just
Oh,
left
yeah.
it to die.
But yeah, there's a PlayStation Portal and PSVR 2. I think Sony are losing the hardware wars. Yeah, I think Microsoft
Definitely. Definitely.
Microsoft's plan of just putting out like consoles and Game Pass service is working.
And no daft peripherals is really smart, isn't it?
Yeah, nothing daft.
You want your daft stuff? Microsoft's saying, buy one of our PCs and be daft.
Yeah. Oh yeah, be daft for the PC.
Yeah, go nuts, guys. But when it comes to his hardware and the they're killing the software, I think. As massive software developers for like 30, 40 years, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Microsoft, but it's only a fucking, like I say, it's them men in a boardroom just shaking their hands and bowing at each other, thinking that they've done a really good thing, but they have not. I'd love someone to prove me wrong, but this is shite.
It's also butt fucking ugly. It's really fucking ugly.
Yeah, it is. And it's going to get broken as well.
Oh yeah, those fucking handles are going to snap off with a bit of force.
They're not going to put... If you imagine playing like... You're fighting Millennia on fucking Elden Ring, on that, and your Wi-Fi starts dropping. No! And you just ripped it apart, and then you've got a little fucking Amazon Fire tablet with no fucking sticks attached to it. Fuck that. Anyway, get enough of it. We're not talking about the PlayStation Portal ever again for the rest of this podcast. Next.
Hold on to your seats. This is the story that keeps on giving, and no, it's not that one. Are you ready? According to Matt Piscatella,
yep.
Final Fantasy 16 has done fine. No, it hasn't sold the most ever of anything. And no, it isn't a sales failure. It's done fine. For some reason, this has completely broken some fans' brains, he adds, referencing the aforementioned arguments across social media.
It's doubled its budget, apparently. So whatever it cost to make, they made it back plus. How can you argue with that? You can't argue with that, can you? Like I said last time, you can't have GTA numbers. You're not GTA. It's just that you're not.
They're just still living in their heyday, aren't they?
Yeah.
Where they were the be-all and end-all of RPGs.
And they're not, because other people have done it better. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, like Japanese RPGs back in the day they were everything, weren't they? But I think Western RPGs now have taken them over.
I think so, popularity-wise. Like, look at Skyrim in comparison. You know what I mean? Just gargantuan in comparison. Yeah, you're probably right. Next.
Jason Schreier tweeted out that sadly, just weeks after the release of the critical and commercial success of course, Baldur's Gate 3, that pretty much everyone's been playing, apart from me and Oodles, EA is now laying off 50 people at BioWare, the developer of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
That's fucking mental.
Yeah.
There was more came out on that one today, and Biggie, you called me a fucking repost wanker for it, and I'm not having this because this was a separate part of the story.
It was. I read it. It was separate.
So
I didn't.
So you didn't read the news. You didn't read the fucking news, did you? Just put the links in.
I just deliver it.
So the news that came out basically today as part of the. Well, shoot the messenger. You're supposed to collate this. So BioWare's let go of Lucas Christensen, who was the lead writer behind Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And the writer of the first 3 Dragon Age games, Mary Kirby. So these are 2 legends in RPG writing and dialogue writing, characterization. Christensen not only did Baldur's Gate games, he created Minsk, and he also created Joker from Mass Effect.
Fucking they're massive characters.
Absolutely huge characters. And even people who used to work for BioWare, or still work for BioWare, one of them suggested that never expect. David Gator said, "Stunned to learn BioWare also let go of Lucas Christensen. We used to call him Old Man Luke and Writer Alpha. There since Baldur's Gate 1, the writer behind Minsk and Joker and many more, one of BioWare's longest serving employees. Hats off to him." And someone else.
I wonder if they gave him gave him money to retirement. I've just sacked him.
He also said, "I just assumed eventually he'd be buried under one of the cornerstones of the building. I imagine everyone did."
Mm. The thing is, people
really
like that,
sad.
they're going to get those 2 will get snapped up fairly quickly, I think, if they want to work. But it's the people, the kind of the mid-level ones who are being paid a bit more than people want to pay for a new recruit.
It's not just as simple as being snapped up, though. He might live close to that office.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, you would hope it right that they're being...
You've got to come to San Francisco now and work for Naughty Dog. I don't live in San Francisco. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. It can affect someone's life.
Yeah, but it's... I'm thinking more along the lines of, he's a legendary writer who had his hands in some of BioWare's greatest hits. That's talent you can't hire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like someone
I'm
with that
pretty sure
experience.
he wrote the best Sith Lord of all time, Darth Revan.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he wrote him as well, which is the best Star Wars baddie ever made.
Yeah, so like whoever gets him will have an amazing writer on their team. Just like when Amy Hennig left Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Got snapped up by EA.
Well, she
I
left
think.
Crystal Dynamics first after she's used to do the Blood Omen games, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. So it's like writers like this don't hit the market very often, and BioWare are fucking stupid for letting him, of all people, go.
It's made them look bad.
I mean, they looked bad anyway. They've looked bad since Anthem, but yeah.
What was the last good game? Probably Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, and that was still a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame, but they'll get work. They'll get work, and especially in an age where you can work from home, they might not have to relocate either.
Yeah,
which would be nice because they've probably got a family. Next.
Well, speaking of Baldur's Gate 3, it's now coming to Xbox this year after ditching its split screen mode. Microsoft has allowed Larian to remove the split screen option for Baldur's Gate 3 on the Xbox Series S, paving the way for a 2023
Of course they
release.
have. They've gone back on their. They've gone back on their that the S will never be an inferior product. In this case, I'm pretty sure S owners aren't going to be moaning.
No, like
it's a worthy sacrifice.
Yeah, like it's still got the online multiplayer side of it.
Yeah,
so that you can still play with other people, and I don't think that makes it a lesser game. Like the split screen stuff is still a fucking niche thing. I don't know how many people will play split. I played the original Divinity on split screen with my ex-wife, and it was a rough experience. Fun game.
I think people have got to remember when you're split screening, it's rendering two of the same game, isn't it, at once?
Yeah, and with the with the way Larian make games, it's like you can be at two different sides of the map.
Yeah.
So it's rendering the entire map at the same time. The Series S was never going to be able to render that.
No, the only thing I'm worried about, I think it's great. I think it's like I always say, everything should be coming out for everything. But is this going to be a dangerous precedent for Microsoft to say, yeah, it's going to come out on S, but it's going to be inferior again with the next like games and stuff like that? Or is it just this one, just this tiny little thing that they've got it to work?
I think it's probably going to open the dam to like have some features missing from some things.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of for S owners.
But I think they're probably maybe going to position it as like no core features. So like maybe like the S already has things like where it like doesn't have like ray tracing on some games where the X does stuff like that.
Well, it just makes me feel like the next GTA, for instance, will be fine on the Xbox X and PS5. Will it be able to run on an S?
It's going to be a fucking struggle, that.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like the flight sim, Microsoft Flight Sim on the S, most of it is using cloud, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
there's not that much on the console itself.
Yeah, this is what's fascinating. What's the caveats? What's going to happen? Is it eventually going to be like, yeah, sorry, the S is no longer supported. You have to get the S Plus, the release another one. Do you know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows?
The SS.
No, it's not going to be called the SS. I can promise you that much.
I think I have a feeling that if they do a mid-generation refresh of the Series X, I don't think they'll do one for the S.
No, they might abandon it altogether.
But then again, I'm not seeing them doing a refresh of the X because I kind of think what they might do is they might do a smaller version of the X. But I think what they might do is they might leverage some of the cloud tech to like offload some of the processing from the console.
Yeah.
That's where I'm thinking of seeing, because I think Microsoft are kind of wanting to get out of the console maker space and be a pure cloud gaming function.
I can see them doing that in the next 10 years minimum.
Yeah. So I think we're maybe on the second to last console they ever made.
I just think this is going to be one of the moments where we all look back and go, remember when they abandoned the S? And it started with Baldur's Gate 3.
Fucking D&D killed the Xbox S.
I think it's great that the S players are going to get to play it, but...
All the Xbox players in general are going to play it.
Yeah, of course it is, yeah. Absolutely. Get everything out on everything. Absolutely. Next.
Speaking of Xbox, the Series X saw a 1,000% increase in Amazon sales thanks to Starfield. As the release date of Starfield is approaching, the anticipation has led to a sudden surge in sales.
I have to say, I am a little bit surprised with the amount of hype because people are still kind of reeling from, like, The bugs in Bethesda are a lot less funny now since Fallout 76 came out. I mean, they were endearing before, and the joke is past, I think. So I am a little bit surprised there's quite so much hype for it.
I mean, the thing with 76 is the bugs were funny in it. The problem was it was a shit game.
Yeah. But
Fallout 4 was bugged to fuck, but it was still a fun game.
It was an endearing game. Although I wonder if there's a lot of people that were waiting to pull the trigger on an Xbox anyway, and they were waiting for a decent IP to come out.
That's what I'm doing. If it comes out and it's a fucking grand slam, I'm gonna have to buy it, aren't I? But the 40 minutes I watched of it, the leak, don't watch it, guys, because you could get arrested like that guy that did. But
more news on that later, by the way.
I watched that 40 minutes, and it made me think, I could see myself playing this. It's not groundbreaking. It's not the new anything. It's just, it's a bit like Fallout in space.
I think that's exactly what it's going to be. But Fallout in space is fine. You can waste your time in it. There's no Bethesda game that's been groundbreakingly incredible in terms of the story and stuff like that. It's always just a sandbox, and you can waste your time doing what you want. And I think it's going to be more so in Starfield with the amount of different things it looks like you can hopefully do.
People saying this is going to be like the nail in the coffin for the PlayStation are delusional. But again, it's still a feather in their cap, isn't it? For Xbox, you can't argue it.
I'm still fucking howling at the state of the discourse around it with the fucking Sony fanboys kicking off.
Just get over it, man. You never heard the Xbox people moaning when Sony had fucking Metal Gear 2 for years. You know what I mean? No one were moaning about all these exclusives. Like, I've never seen a single Xbox fan saying, "Oh God, I can't believe we haven't got Shadow of the Colossus." It's never been a thing. Nobody cares. It's ridiculous. Especially in the age where most people have got multiple machines now. It's not really a thing.
Oh yeah, all the people complaining about exclusivity are adults who could probably afford both consoles.
Mm.
And again, the Xbox S, as much as we know it's probably on its death rattle, it will play that game. It will play that game. Get it bought. Or you can do what I'm going to do. Play it on my phone.
For the peak experience that Todd intended to be played on your 6-inch phone screen.
6 inches is a lot.
I know. That's what you tell your wife.
It's a lot.
Todd's a small man. That's like a big screen TV to him.
Well, I think this could segue nicely into that other Starfield news. Biggie, whatever your name is.
Microsoft and mattress brand Tempur have teamed up to create a Starfield-themed gaming chair, and apparently it looks incredible.
Look at this
what was I saying about cockpits?
Now, let me be real now. I think the gamer bed's grotesque. I think the watch is grotesque. I think the Xbox Starfield sleeve is grotesque. I like this chair. I like this. I think it looks cool.
Chair.
I'm the complete opposite. I think this looks okay. I think it looks like a dentist chair. I would still get it, but I think it looks like a dentist. I would allow it to grow on me. It's just for Gamescom only, though, isn't it?
I ask you, Candy, is that something you would actually buy, and have you got space to fit that in?
I haven't got space, but that's never stopped me before.
Could you imagine doing this podcast in that chair?
I'll replace my bed.
No, you just got the bed.
You're still paying finance on that.
I'd find a little corner. I'd find a nook for it. I still need to build my mission controls. So, but it's only Gamescom, isn't it? It's not purchasable.
Yeah, it's a one-off. It's a one-off.
Yeah,
it's not for sale.
It's a watch.
Yeah, but someone's got to have it after Gamescom's happened.
You know what it was? Someone in Punk's Discord put on a fun meme that was it was like a screenshot of the Starfield watch and going through the settings menu with it, and it says, "Well, at least the Starfield watch has Bluetooth." Unlike the PlayStation Portal. Portal.
That's right. That's absolutely right. It's probably more fucking powerful. The processor in that watch is way more powerful than the Portal. But we're not talking about that device ever again.
Well, apparently, and this is not me just trying to save face, but apparently the watches are legit. There's people that have got them already, like the promo copies.
Google Wear,
apparently they're all right. Yeah, apparently all right.
Which is very, very unfortunate for people that have got iPhones and they're getting that watch.
Well, no,
shit of time with it.
But it has its own app, so it's not just restricted to Android.
I know, but it's not as good on Apple.
No.
You know what? Actually, next time we record, I will probably have it.
Oh God!
Oh, we can compare smartwatches because I got many smartwatches.
Do you know when you're walking down
if it gets released,
you're walking down Western-super-Mare High Street and it's like there's some mugger with a hoodie up and he says, "Give me a watch," and he looks at it, he goes, "In fact, no, don't bother.
Never mind.
You can keep it. You can keep it."
No, I'm gonna be like,
my watch.
What's that?
he gives you money.
Keep it, yeah. Biggie, what's that rapper that wears the big clock around his neck? Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav.
That's going to be me with the watch. Hey, guys.
What time is it? I don't know. It doesn't work.
Tells me how many steps are done, though.
It's got 1 day battery life. It's shite.
Let's face it, I'm not going to be using it to tell the time. It's just going to be a bracelet. It don't matter if it's got any batteries or not.
Unbelievable. Next.
Over to the world of film and TV. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, AMPTP, has hired a new crisis PR firm to try and save their image as more people continue to realise the importance of actors and writers receiving fair deals.
They could just pay the actors rather than hiring these fucking strike breakers.
It's mad, isn't it?
They'll be getting the Pinkertons in again. Get them down, get them off.
Well, we can't crush heads like we used to back in the 30s.
Start shooting them on the picket lines. Oh no, we shot Chris Pratt by accident. America's sweetheart, Chris Pratt is no more. Who's going to voice Mario now? No.
Get that Alec Baldwin. He knows how to fire a gun.
Oh, come on, man. Too soon. Too fucking soon. He would wait for Pinkertons as well, that fucker.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh, God.
Despite the fact that he has been on the picket line, you dickheads.
I know he has. They all have. And we are very, very much in support. Stop it, Biggie, you naughty, naughty man.
Sorry.
Next.
Moving swiftly on. The first 2 seasons of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series are releasing on Paramount Plus on September the 18th. 19th.
That's good. That's good. I'm bang up for watching that again.
I have them all on DVD.
I do have them on DVD, but I just don't like the idea of taking a DVD out and putting it in the PlayStation. It sounds like the worst thing I could possibly do to myself. Pissing about with menus. No, thank you. Yeah, I do have them on DVD. I love the original run. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's so stupid and camp. Crap.
Yeah, that's what you wanted from a late 80s, early 90s cartoon series.
I just feel like obviously I weren't really old enough to appreciate it when it first came out, but imagine being a diehard Ninja Turtles comic book fan and then going, "Oh, they're doing a cartoon over it. This is not what I've been reading."
Absolutely.
I don't think there was that. I don't think the diehard nature was in there because the run of the comics wasn't very long.
No, it wasn't, was it? And it was like a fanzine rather than a comic.
Yeah, it was like 12, and then they sold it. Then they sold it to make the TV show.
Much less in the UK as well, I think.
Yeah,
because that would have been an import.
We probably didn't get them. An import.
Probably didn't get them. No way. But yeah, I'm bang up for that. I'll use a Paramount Plus free trial. Surely I can find one somewhere. Next.
Somebody might be bothered about this. Something called Fallout, an original series coming to Prime Video in 2024.
Yeah, and it's based in LA, which is a bit strange.
A very important aspect about this show.
I saw the trailer for it. Did you see the trailer for it?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
I saw a crumbly trailer. It wasn't the best quality, but it was enough.
No.
I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I know Walton Goggins is in it, so I'm going to watch it.
He is, and he looks good.
He does.
Well,
he looks like
he doesn't look well.
He looks like a handsome ghoul, though. I thought. Like, why they made this
a handsome guy.
Yeah, but he's serving sexy ghoul. It's a little bit more Red Skull than the kind of what's up, smooth skin kind of ghouls that we used to from Fallout.
I'll watch him in anything. I'll watch him trying to sell me Geico fucking insurance. I'll watch Goggins do anything. He's one of the best character actors alive today.
So the teaser trailer that had a Gamescom, obviously someone's recorded on the phone, so we've seen it potato quality. It looks like they've got the visual style on. The T-63 power armor is fucking banging. It looks perfect.
Yeah. It's set in LA, isn't it?
It's set in LA, Vault 33. Which
you predicted that, didn't you, Gadget?
We called that.
Yeah.
Called that one.
Yeah, I remember you saying it. I was hoping it was going to be one of them silly vaults where like they were doing experiments and it like everything went wrong.
You don't know that it's not. Basically, this is a vault that hasn't been in the games.
Yeah.
And based on the fact that Goggins is playing a ghoul, but he's not like really crusty and crunchy. I'm thinking this is quite early on after the bombs.
Could be,
Yeah,
couldn't
they
it?
got out early.
What I'm thinking is this is the
Because ghouls live for thousands of years, don't they?
oh yeah, they're functionally immortal. Until they go feral. It's a bit like hollowing in Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm thinking this is going to be maybe the precursor to the New California Republic.
Love that.
It looks like it, doesn't
That
it? Because
look,
there's, I don't know how spoilery this is, but there's pictures from behind the scenes with NCR flags up inside vaults, inside this vault. So there's something going on. So whether it's I can't remember the lore exactly with how the NCR started.
I'm up for it. Give him benefit of doubt. It's got one of my favourite actors in it. It can't go wrong. Surely not like that Halo one. Halo was fantastic. Everyone loved that. Remember? You see his ass or something in it? I never watched it.
You do at one point.
Do you think it'll have Mega Town? Is that the one in
Megaton? No, other side of the country.
No.
That's Washington.
That was Washington, yeah.
I am slightly disappointed it's not
equivalent.
side of that country because that's kind of classic Fallout territory, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but Fallout 1 was set in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And also not something that the Bethesda games have really explored. Like the closest was New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So
The thing is with California, you've got a really good different type of biomes. You've got the deserty mountains, you've got the Hollywood Hills, you could go as far as a big cityscape, for LA or fucking San Francisco.
Oh, you just know there's gonna be some panning shot,
like New Mexico and stuff.
Yeah,
really far down.
I can't wait to see that just great shot of the Hollywood sign all fucked up.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen.
They're
Tower Records as well, all crumbling.
They're going to wander through the Paramount lot at some point.
Yeah.
Ghoulywood. That'd be better.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'd do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it because, again, Last of Us changed my opinion on gaming conversions.
Yeah, the potential is there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And apparently Twisted Metal's good.
Yeah, supposedly it is.
Yeah, apparently it's good.
Yeah.
Isn't the writer of the Fallout TV series? It's Chris Nolan's brother, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
So there's talent there.
There's talent there, and I'm sure his brother's gone. Don't do that. Do this. Yeah, I think it's going to go. I don't know who else is in it. I just know Goggins is in it. I'm up for that.
The girl that voiced Jinx from Arcane, she's in it.
Cal MacLachlan's in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh no.
His character hasn't been named, but he's in it.
It's probably called Cocaine Kyle.
Apart from him and Walton Goggins, it's all kind of like smaller, like either kind of young new actors or kind of jobbing bit part actors.
Yeah, bring it on then. So no one's going to steal it.
Yeah.
There was a casting call probably about a year ago now. That was obviously for extras for Fallout. They're like people that look a bit alternative. I was like, oh, people between 19 and 40. I was like, oh, and then third one, people that look athletic. Oh, damn it!
I could have done it.
You could have. Next season,
look like a fucking ghoul.
You'd definitely be a ghoul.
100%.
I'll be the
the
bomb.
ghoul. The ghoul king. Anyway, next.
Well, we haven't had Marvel news for a while, so Quantum Mania and Multiverse of Madness writers Jeff Loveness and Michael Waldron are rumoured to have been laid off as the writers for Avengers, The Kang Dynasty, and Avengers Secret Wars.
Wonder if they thought they were shit.
I like the last Doctor Strange. I don't care what anyone says.
I liked it.
There was all right bits in the last Doctor Strange. It wasn't fucking as good as the first.
It wasn't as good as the first one, no.
No.
Not at all. I mean, it's got less Mads Mikkelsen for a start, hasn't it, Candy?
Well, exactly. But I didn't think the last one was a sackable offence.
No,
It's fine.
no. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was brilliant. It's barely a multiverse. We've touched on that many times, but it's fine. It's a Sam Raimi film, isn't it? It's not a Marvel film.
How many dimensions are in multiverse? 3, apparently.
Hey, mate. 2 counts as a multiverse. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, that's not what we want.
It's not what we want. But yeah,
I'll tell you what you do want.
Go on.
Zack Snyder is promising a Snyder cut of Rebel Moon.
Fuck off!
That's an hour longer than his up and coming 2-part Netflix movie.
It's ridiculous, that man. That man is ridiculous. We watched that, didn't we? the trailer
for Rebel Moon.
And it's Zack Snyder's Dune. It's just Dune, the whole thing. And apparently it was his Star Wars script, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm glad they said no to him.
I was going to say
Star Wars.
That doesn't look like it would have worked as Star Wars.
Yeah, there's no desert planet for one. But it's literally just Dune. Like, they've got breathing apparatus, like the Fremen.
It's all mystical. It's an outsider coming
instead
in.
Instead of sandworms, it's like some flying creatures. There's a young prince having to be accepted by the native
class
tribes.
Tribes.
The prophecy.
Yeah. Frank Herbert did this half a century ago, or however. Yeah, this is not a new thing. Zack Snyder's like, they'll never know. No one's watched Dune. It's not been out. Oh shit! There was a massive blockbuster film that came out. Oh fuck! What a dumbass. But like me and Stig have said, we will watch it day one. And absorb it. And Candy's going to probably love it. She's going to probably love it.
You know I'm going to.
Yeah.
You're sick. You're all sick.
She'll be covered in Zack Snyder tattoo.
I heart Zack.
Going to get damaged across the forehead.
Yeah, she is damaged.
This next bit of news will make Gadget sick. Dune 2 has been delayed till March 14th, 2024.
He knew that were coming. He just didn't want to admit it.
Actually, to be fair, it's not too bad because that's my birthday.
And that's not a massive delay either, is it? What? When was it supposed to be out?
November. So it's like a 4-month mark. It's 4-month delay. But I want Dune 2.
You knew this was happening, though.
You
knew.
I've got a Dune Part 1 fucking poster on my wall here. I need the second one to go with it.
And there might be a third one.
Yeah. Children of Dune, isn't it?
No, Dune Messiah.
Yeah.
Oh, Messiah, that would be next, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I read Messiah last year. It's a dull book.
I hated it.
But given the changes that Villeneuve made to Dune for Part 1, I could see him turning it into a good film.
I can't imagine him doing God Emperor Dune.
Well, no, I think he wants to do Dune Messiah as the follow because it basically closes off the Paul Atreides story.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
After Dune Messiah, things get weird.
Yes,
really
it's
fucking
beyond
weird.
philosophy. It's beyond philosophy at this point.
It's beyond sanity, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know it is. But yeah, March is fine. Got to be fine, hasn't it? You've got no choice.
Yeah, just wanted to see it.
But I think it was Stig that mentioned it as well. Like, it's not going to be Oscar nominated again, is it?
It's
going to be forgotten about. It's going to be forgotten about.
No, it'll probably still get Oscar nominated. But what Stig was mentioning was that it won't go up against Barbie and Oppenheimer, which is probably a good thing for everybody concerned.
I'd like Barbie to win an Oscar.
I think Barbie will win an Oscar.
Best Picture?
No, Ryan Gosling.
For best leading man.
Best supporting actor. And I think that's going to be the most horrible irony of the Barbie movie, that its only Oscar is going to go to the man.
Yeah. I reckon Barbie could still win Best Picture.
I mean, it could. It's a contender for it. Don't get me wrong.
I'd put a tenner down on that because I reckon the Academy is just going to be like, oh, fuck it. We've been shit for the last few years. Let's give them a win.
I think out of the two, I think Oppenheimer would be more likely to get it because they like a Nazi talkie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be a shame.
But yeah. Bring it on. Next.
Just a couple of quick ones. Godzilla, I can't even say it. Godzilla X Kong, or versus Kong, whatever you want to call it. The new Empire has been delayed till April 12, 2024. Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim has been delayed till December 2024. And the Spiderwick Chronicles reboot is no longer moving forward at Disney Plus due to cost-cutting reasons. Now been shopped out to other studios.
I don't know what Spiderwick is, but the other things we knew things were going to get delayed.
Spiderwick Chronicles is a young adult fantasy thing.
That's shite.
They're not shite. People like it.
Okay, fair enough. Candy, you've been quiet. You like the Spiderwick Chronicles?
No, I don't. I don't really like young adult books that much. I went through a phase of reading them all, and I just not for me. I did read all the Twilights.
I was going to say you're a Twilight girl, though, aren't you?
Is Twilight
not
young
really.
adult fun? I thought you were an adult one.
No, Twilight is young adult.
There's no grabbing of their members in that, is there?
No, it's not porn, but it is two ancient, very old beings trying to date the youngest girl they possibly can.
Oh.
Because both Edward and Jacob are like hundreds of years old and they're trying to date this 17-year-old.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there is a reason why a lot of young adult stuff can be quite problematic.
Yeah, I suppose so. Next.
This one's mainly involves with Stig. On Thursday the 24th, it was announced by Triple H that WWE superstar Wyndham Rotunda, known as Bray Wyatt, sadly, unexpectedly passed away at the age of 36. Stig had this to say. As I'm away this week, I felt compelled to write in about this because it's sad enough when older wrestlers you grew up watching pass away. Rest in peace, Terry Funk, who also passed away this week.
Yeah, I did.
But it's especially hard-hitting when it's one that's currently on the active roster and still so young. Bray Wyatt was like no one I've ever seen in pro wrestling before. In a sea of generic men with generic gimmicks, Bray pushed the envelope on creatively and what he could do. From a cult leader that had whole arenas singing to him, his Mr. Rogers character with a dark side known as The Fiend, he was always doing something really interesting and different. His latest character had this great build-up where clues and QR codes could be seen on TV and they take you to websites and videos for people to decipher. For months, everyone watching was insanely invested in what these ridiculously obscure clues and links meant. It was super creative. Whilst not everything Bray did worked, it can never be said that he didn't try, and every time the WWE dropped the ball with him, he always found a way to come back with something new and fresh, which always got the audience's attention. He had a mind like no other. Everyone could go and watch the Firefly Funhouse match against John Cena that he put together during COVID to combat there being no crowds at that year's WrestleMania. It's not even a proper wrestling match. It's this weird cinematic style thing. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before. It was so great. I got to see him live at WrestleMania 32, and during his entrance, there was nearly 80,000 people shining their torchlights in the air. This was part of the cult leader gimmick, where he called the crowd his little fireflies. It was amazing to see. I'm at a huge wrestling show at Wembley Stadium right now as you read this, and I hope we do the same tonight in tribute. Despite his gimmicks being super dark, he seems like one of the nicest people in the business outside of the ring. A real genuinely good guy. WWE did an excellent tribute video for him on SmackDown on Friday night, which I cried my way through watching. His passing is a sad loss for pro wrestling, and I will really miss seeing him and his wild ideas on TV. Rest in peace, Wyndham.
Oh, good tribute.
I don't know who this gentleman is, but I still think it's sad when any athlete dies so young.
I was going to say, is it 36 is no age to go? That's like
it's ridiculous.
A lot of wrestlers do die quite young, don't they? But then,
unfortunately, it's nature of it. Because, and I'll say this to anyone that badmouths, it's not fake. It's predetermined entertainment. They are men that are fucking blasting the bodies about every. I don't know if that's what happened to him. I don't know how he passed away or anything like that.
I think it was a heart attack.
Yeah. The thing is that they're still the absolute top of their game at stunts, and they're still. I mean, these guys are huge. So it doesn't matter how fit you are. If you're knocking yourself about all the time and constantly pushing your body to be bigger and bigger, it's just it's super shit.
Awful. And you expect like an 80, 90-year-old wrestler from the past to pass away, and you don't want it to happen, but it does. But 36, fucking hell.
According to the BBC,
I'm 36 this year. Do you know what I mean?
According to the BBC, the wrestler had been dealing with undisclosed health issue that kept him out of the ring since February, but his death was still characterized as sudden by his family.
Wow. Awful. Breaks your heart, and heart goes out to all his fans and his family. It's awful. Thanks for those words there, Stig. Next.
Finally, over to the Weird World Web. Referring to the story earlier from Oodles, a man who gained notoriety for leaking 45 minutes of Starfield.
Notoriety.
I've had a couple of beers. For leaking 45 minutes of Starfield has been arrested for handling stolen goods, reportedly including copies of the game he attempted to sell online. As spotted by the ever-keen eyes of the Starfield community over on Reddit, and shared by, I love this, US arrest site recentlybooked.com. 29-year-old Dan Harris was processed by the Shelby County, Tennessee Sheriff's Office yesterday, which was the 24th of August. Harris was charged with theft of property valued between $2,500 and $10,000 US. Theft of property value at $1,000 or less, and I love this bit, and for possession of marijuana.
Yeah, they found that on him as well.
They found that when they arrested him as well.
Yeah,
sounds like a cool guy.
I watched the whole of that leak. I watched that guy live, and before he started playing the game, he had like 4 or 5 boxes of the special edition. He was opening stuff and showing everything. He had the watch candy and everything. He had everything so early. And he's showing it, and then he put the disc in. No, it was a download code, I think. And he put that on, and he started playing the game. He did the whole character creation. He did a few beginning missions. I got loads of story. And then all of a sudden, his stream just ended, and I thought, this fucker's dead. I watched the whole thing. It was fantastic. You had to be there. It's completely been taken down. But I was saying it on our Discord. Look what I'm watching. Do you remember, Gadget?
Yeah,
I was sending you.
You sent it to me over TikTok.
I went, look what I'm watching. This is naughty. This is super naughty. And he was saying, and you could tell with his accent where he was from. There was no idea who he was. His name was in his profile.
He's clearly a fucking idiot.
He just got it early. Like, it happens, doesn't it?
No, I think given the charges on him, I think probably what he's done is he's either gotten into like
paid somebody off.
He's either paid someone off, or he's gotten into a lorry that's like shipping these things, or he worked at GameStop or something like that, or he's had some access to them. He's fucking nicked a few, and then done the really stupid thing by fucking listing them online for sale, like a fucking moron.
Which is the biggest crime, apart from the marijuana. It's stupid. What a dingbat.
That's also.
I still think it's one of the best 45 minutes I've ever watched on TikTok.
I mean, that's also felony levels because it's over $945.
Yeah,
so that's like proper prison
People
time.
were saying live in the chat, saying, "You're gonna get busted, man. You're gonna get busted." And he's going, "I'm immortal. I'm untouchable."
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
And then
he won't be untouchable in prison.
Yeah, he's got 5 years, isn't it? He's up for.
There'll be a lot of touching in prison.
Yeah, is he a Starfield kid? Let's give him my little Todd Howard.
Oh no!
Showing Uranus.
Are you ready for some jank?
But that is the news, an extra long one, because I don't think we've got the biggest Nexus to discuss this week. I haven't anyway, but I'm going to start to get it over and done with. I've been playing Blasphemous 2.
Jealous. Interested. What's it like?
So, before I get into it, Blasphemous 2 is a side-scrolling Metroidvania video game developed by The Game Kitchen. By the way, these devs are some of the new ones to watch lately. And published by Team 17. Again, Team 17 publishing some random shit all the time lately. They're doing well. I think they're doing...
I mean, Team 17 did the first one.
Yeah, I know they did, but I just like... They're just publishing... They're a bit like Devolver, but not as edgy as Devolver. They're just... They're branching out big style in the publishing department.
They cast a wide net.
Yes, they cast a wide net. It's a sequel to Blasphemous. How do we expect? Like, I know I mentioned this on the podcast. I struggled with Blasphemous because of the religious themology of it all, and
it's very
basically
Catholic.
It's Catholic, the simulator. Basically, it's the Spanish Inquisition, the game.
It's Spanish Catholic as well. Like it's hardcore Catholic,
super orthodox. This is you play as the penitent one from the first game. Now, I'm not going to tell you the story because it's a spoiler for the first game. It follows that narrative. What happened in the end of the last one. I did push through Blasphemous 1 in the end, and I found it overly difficult for what it wanted from you. And it wasn't the combat that was difficult or anything like that. It was the exploration that was difficult. There was a good Metroidvania has to have good like storytelling environmentally.
Yeah,
you have to know where you need to go and stuff like that. The first one was a bit ropey with that. It just let you go anywhere.
They tried to be a little bit Dark Soulsy with it, didn't they? And it didn't necessarily pay off. Great
news, Gadget. The new one is traditional Castlevania. Hollow Knight and Metroid as well. It points you exactly where you need to go. I haven't got lost once. I've killed 3 of the main bosses. There's loads of bosses in it and stuff. Even the developers have said we've made this game a little bit easier for everybody. We want people to see it. We want people to get to the end because they knew that the fall off on the first game was bad.
Yeah, the first Blasphemous, I think the enemies were harder than the bosses. Like the bosses were challenging. Don't get me wrong. The bosses they nailed in the first Blasphemous, but fucking sometimes getting to them bosses was a right pain in the dick.
Yeah, I found that.
The best thing about this one is there's no boss runs. There's always a shrine, a mea culpa, something like that. Something like that. There's always a shrine next to the boss room. But you're never going to have that frustration. And I've got it on PS5. It loads instantly.
Nice.
And I tell you what, you play as the penitent one, the same guy from the first one. The only thing I can tell you is it's 1,000 years later.
So he's doing okay then. So
he's doing okay.
I know he's As penitent ones go.
Yeah, he's extra penitent in this one.
As man wearing a fucking mask with spikes inside of it that can be.
Yeah, and covered in his enemy's blood. What they've done better on this is the traversal. Better, you unlock the abilities quicker, like grabbing onto ledges and all this and clinging and stuff, a lot quicker at a better pace. The enemies are more varied. It's stunning. They've put extra. I think they've put like double the pixel amount on the actual penitent one himself. He's got wind blowing his cape and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
He looks more detailed. The boss is more detailed. The NPCs are disgusting. Like, there's still like Church of the Kissers, and where people are just kissing just random like bloody stumps and stuff. It is a disgusting game. It's fucking foul and disgusting.
Yeah,
you kill enemies by stomping their heads with gravestones, and it's just absolutely disgusting. When you kill a baddie, a boss, sometimes you're like fucking. You go into the brains and it's gross. It's gross, but it's all in the name of God.
All in the name of God.
So it can be quite offensive to Christians, and especially Orthodox Spanish Catholics. I can imagine it not going down very well in some parts of Spain. And I don't know if they did this with the first one. The default language option on this is Spanish, and I tell you what, it's stunning. When you play it in Spanish.
Yeah, default language was English on the original.
Yeah.
Ah, all right. You can still have English on this. You still have English, and it's the verbose Englishness where an English thespian's trying to pronounce Spanish words. It always makes me laugh. But if you play it with the Spanish, though, I don't know. It's because the music's quite
I reckon
Spanish,
cool.
and I think it's. I genuinely, I personally, I'm about. Because they say it's anywhere between 10 and 50 hours to beat, depending if you want to find all the babies and stuff and the cherubs and all the hidden stuff. And I think, like, I've 3 bosses down out of possible, like, fucking 50, I think.
There were
it can be quite long.
20 in the first one, I think.
Yeah, there's optional bosses, there's optional challenges. Like Hollow Knight. If you liked Hollow Knight, you'll love this. If you like any Metroidvania, you'll love this. It's just, again, I wouldn't recommend it on Switch. I think you should, and I rarely say this, I think you should play it on a big screen because it's stunning. And the music is fantastic. I've not listened to a podcast while I've been playing this.
Oh, high
which
praise.
is rare for me. Yeah, I definitely give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason I'd give it a 9 rather than a 10 is because I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah,
I like the visuals in the first game, actually. I thought they were pretty good for what it was, with the pixelated stuff.
Oh, it's even better in this. I don't know what they've done to it. I don't know how they've managed to squeeze. I mean, pixels are not the same as it used to be anymore, is it? It's not. You know what I mean? You can do a lot more technical wizardry.
It's a style, isn't it, in a way?
Yeah, the style. It's probably still done in Unreal, isn't it? Or something like that.
It was Unity, the first one.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just think it's gorgeous. And what I do like on this is that, like I said, the first one was quite, it was hard to grasp on what's going on. And on this, it's just, they've simplified it. You know what you're supposed to do. You know what's happening in the world. You understand everyone's motivations. You get. It's like, he draws that fine line between anti-religion and pro-religion perfectly. He's not offending anyone. He's only offending you if you don't like the image of a crucifix getting stuck up your ass and stuff like that.
Who's going to be offended by that?
Yeah, I assume some people would be offended by that.
Absolutely. But yeah, don't watch it with your super Orthodox Spanish Catholic nanan. But enjoy it on your own on a massive screen. You can't play it in front of kids, I can promise you that. It's brilliant. I think, like I said, 9 out of 10 so far, and probably gets the 10 if it sticks the landing. Genuinely fantastic. So, what you been up to, Biggie?
While I was away, one thing I did catch up with, I started watching it on the plane, was the White Lotus.
Oh, yeah?
And I've now watched both season 1 and 2, and they are fantastic. It's an American dark comedy drama anthology. Series created, written, and directed by Mike White for HBO. And it basically follows, this is from Wikipedia, it follows the quest, what's wrong with me? It follows the guests and employees of the fictional White Lotus resort chain, whose interactions are affected by the various psychosocial dysfunctions. The press release notes say that each passing day, a darker complexity emerges in these picture-perfect travellers, the hotel's cheerful employees, and the idyllic locale itself. The first season was set in Maui, and the second one was in Sicily, but it involves this White Lotus hotel chain, which obviously is fictional. The main cast of the first season was with Murray Bartlett, who we all know and love from The Last of Us. Connie Britton, Jennifer Coolidge, Alexandra Daddario, Fred Hettinger, Jake Lacey, lots more other. Sydney Sweeney is in there. Things on. And then the second season has F. Murray Abraham, Jennifer Coolidge returns, Adam DeMarco, Megan Fahey, Beatrice Grano, Josh Greaves, Tom Hollander, and Christopher Imperioli. Michael Imperioli from Sopranos. Theo James, Aubrey Plaza. And yeah, each season basically, both of them are fantastic. Each season starts with a murder mystery, an unknown body being carted off the plane at the airport in the first one, and a floating corpse in the sea in the second one. And then, weirdly, the murders aren't the focal point of the series at all. And it's easy to actually forget there was a murder as you get caught up in the lives of all the guests and the staff.
Is it more of a character study?
Oh, absolutely. With season one, you have a newly wedded young couple, a family on holiday, and an older woman mourning the loss of her mother, and she's carrying her ashes that she wants to discard in the sea. And then in the second one, Jennifer Coolidge returns. She's the older lady, is the best way I can put it. She returns, but with a PA this time. Alongside her, the hotel is an Italian family with the grandfather, father, and son on a discovery of their Sicilian roots, and two couples that go on holiday together. And you just get caught up in the lives of everybody and the discussions between them, and then the events that impact them around in the hotels. And it's just really good. The writing is spot on.
I've just seen it. It's a shame it's on Now TV.
The subjects include things like rich rights, colonialism, addiction, trust, and things like that, to name a few. It's a brutal script, really funny, outstanding performances from all. Jennifer Coolidge, who I always still see as Stifler's mum. I can't help it.
I love Jennifer Coolidge. I think she's brilliant.
But she is so good in both seasons. She's the only character to return from the first season. And F. Murray Abraham, Aubrey Plaza, and Theo James are fantastic in the second one. And I just love it. I just thought it was excellent. Oh, and Murray Bartlett.
It's got a 91 on. It's got 91 on Rotten Tomatoes, man. Massive.
Yeah, Murray Bartlett plays this sort of Basil Fawlty-esque guy called Armand, who runs the hotel, and he's really funny.
Is he cracking Manuel?
Not quite.
No,
but
he's
definitely he's losing it. Yeah, but I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. The acting is just spot on.
We started watching the first season and we fell off it. I think Pip was struggling to follow the story, because it kind of gets a little bit circular with itself, and there's a little. Sometimes I think there when it comes to mystery TV series, and we've kind of also suffered this with Only Murders in the Building. It kind of feels like they need to be shorter, because it kind of gets a little bit up its own arse trying to pad the time out.
I know what you mean, that with a lot of dramas like that. But there's a lot of padding.
Yeah, like I say, we fell off it, but that doesn't mean it's not good. What we watched, we enjoyed.
I just think it's the study of people in this, because obviously everybody at the hotel, these are really like posh resorts, so it's kind of poking fun at the rich, the people, how they live their lives. The rich people seem to be so disconnected with everybody else. And I just thought it was just really, really good. And the fact that you forget there's even a murder, because it's not obviously referenced until right near the end that you find out what actually happened.
Awesome.
So throughout the whole season, it's all about the people. There's no like, oh, there's been a murder. The murder doesn't happen till right near the end of the very final episode. So, of course, you're guessing, if you do remember there's a murder, like, oh my God, who's going to go? Because there's different points throughout the season where it could indicate that this is the person that's going to die, but you just don't know till the end. But I just thought it was excellent. I really, really enjoyed it.
Strong recommendation there, pal. Excellent. Candy, what you've been up to?
I watched a film called Paint, and it's the one, I don't know if you remember, it came out a couple of months ago, with Owen Wilson playing a kind of body double of Bob Ross.
Happy Little Trees.
That's the one.
Happy Little Trees.
So yeah, he's got the big sort of afro hair. He's got the pipe. He's got
the white man afro.
The white, yeah. the smoking pipe and everything, the low sort of smooth voice and everything. And basically he's kind of a relic of the past, shall we say. Like, he's been working on the show since the late 70s, always had this primetime spot, and he's trying to cope with he's sort of being replaced by fresh blood, and he's struggling with the fact that he's always had a bit of male privilege and everything in the industry. This is a film that does not really know what it wants to be. To me, I thought it was advertised as a comedy. It's not. It's kind of, I would describe it as, it tries to be a sort of almost Anchorman-esque thing, but it's a little bit more low-key. It's got its drama elements. It doesn't know if it wants to be a rom-com. Unfortunately, it didn't really hit the mark on any of them. It's pretty boring. There just weren't the laughs in it for me. I think if had it been like a straight send-up, or it's sort of a comedic version of a Bob Ross biopic, it would have been great.
Apparently, he's got a really, really dull life, though, Bob Ross.
But imagine putting actual Bob Ross in a hilarious, like, fictional situation, like the Nicolas Cage one, Unbearable Talent of Massive whatever. That would have been great.
Massive talent.
Yeah, that would have been great, because everyone loves a bit of Bob Ross. Who wouldn't kill to see an action Bob Ross? This was not it.
Watching Bob Ross.
It's the most calming, wholesome content.
Yeah, it's got really, really good, just wholesome in it. I used to put my telly really dim, so it was barely blinding my lights, and just listen to him. Little sunset in the background.
I thought this movie was going to be a bit like a kind of like a Wes Anderson kind of style.
No, not really.
Because of course Wilson's in it.
No, just the kind of the way it was trying to portray. Like you say, the trailer was really weird. It was kind of, I wasn't quite sure, like you say, what it was trying to be.
I'm watching the trailer right now, actually, and it does kind of come off like it's trying to be like an outright comedy. And it feels like it's trying to do the same thing that the Weird Al film did, where it's like a pastiche of the person.
Yeah.
But making it surreal, because a lot of the film is a lot of the trailer is like the physical comedy moments, or Owen Wilson like looking really confused when people are like horny for him and shit like that. And
it's not like that at all, and it's kind of a tale of a bit of misogyny and, like I said, male privilege, and that doesn't really lend itself well to what could potentially be a comedic, like what it was advertised to be. And
misleading trailer.
Absolute misleading trailer, but it was just, it wasn't, like I said, it didn't hit the mark on any of it. It's not,
never mind.
It's not bad. It's just, it's 2 hours of your life that you won't get back. It's a solid 2.
Instead, watch the 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 video of Candy painting someone's nursery. That's what I say.
Yes, absolutely. Find me on YouTube, Candy Machine Studios.
There you go. Gadget, what you been up to, mate? Quick. We've got quite a bit of feedback today as well, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so quick one. First, carried on with Star Trek Strange New Worlds. We've just finished the first season tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best Trek.
Good, isn't it?
Best Trek in a fucking long time.
I told you.
I'm entirely 100% in love with Anson Mount's hair. Not him as a person, just his hair.
I've always loved him.
It bothered me for 8 episodes of the series on who number 1 was until I realized it was Rebecca Roman Stamos, who it was because I'd only ever seen her in Mystique as Mystique in X-Men. But no, it is
and
some of the best
Star video Trek. She did.
No, some of the best Star Trek that's ever been made, and I love the episode where they riffed on kind of Alien and The Thing, with the Gorn, and Star Trek's never done horror before, really, apart from maybe First Contact tried a little bit of it.
Yeah, a little bit.
But this was really fucking good, and like bringing out all the tropes, and it was really tense. I really, really liked it. I'm also slightly uncomfortable with how hot Spock is. I'm
super.
I'm not having it.
I know Stig didn't like Discovery at all, did he?
No.
But I did, and that introduced Pike and all his crew and stuff like that. And you could see that all the Pike episodes were the best episodes.
Yeah.
By a long stretch. And then Spock decided to go with Pike, and I'm like, I mean, he has to by the law.
For the story,
you know what I mean? He has to anyway. But when he went with him, I was like, there's going to be a spin-off. And it turns out the spin-off's better than the main one.
It's so good. And I think anyone who does enjoy Star Trek does need to watch it, because
you can literally skip Discovery because it's in its own different timeline now.
It makes a couple of references to Discovery, and there's Spock references Michael Burnham once, and that's it.
Yeah.
It is very much its own thing, but it is
good,
really good, proper Trek. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But the main thing I've been doing this week, besides ungodly amounts of Baldur's Gate 3, hang on, what am I up to?
Hating it, are you?
Hang on, where am I on Steam? How much have I put into Baldur's Gate 3? I've put in another 15 hours this week, since last week.
Good numbers.
They're getting there.
2 working days. So this week I've been playing Armored Core 6, Fires of the Rubicon.
Never heard of it.
Well, Armored Core 6 Fires of the Rubicon is a 2023 mecha-based vehicular combat game developed by From Software and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. It's the first Armored Core since 2013. I want to say it's 10 years or so since
I think it's For Answer was the last one. Verdict Day. Yeah. Verdict Day. I like Verdict Day.
In this game, you play as a mercenary referred to only as 621, or after he finds a license on a dead pilot, Raven.
Is that what he does?
Yeah.
Oh, he becomes Raven.
He takes Raven. You have gone to Rubicon to make money. Yeah, it's a planet. Yeah, there is a natural resource there, which after Rubicon was firestormed by a wandering space entity, I think is what it is.
Yeah. I won't spoil it.
Yeah, all the corporations are there trying to find this one element that can make them a lot of money. And
unobtainium.
Yeah, it's like an unobtainium shit. So you've gone onto this ruined planet of Rubicon to make some money working for the corporations in your big fucking mech suit. And that's kind of it. It's a very light touch story.
They always have been.
And I've got to say, it's not clicking for me. So
a few people have told me this.
I'm going to preface this with, I don't think there is a bad bit of this game. Graphically, it's beautiful. The controls are tight. The action is fast and frantic. Sound design is brilliant. Art design is wonderful. Scale. This game does scale so well. There's a mission in the first chapter. It's like one of the boss fights where the Rubicon Liberation Front, basically the insurgents that the corporations want you to kill, because capitalism.
Every time I hear Rubicon, I keep thinking of like a convention for Rubik cubes.
I keep thinking of the fucking mango drink.
There's a drink called Rubicon.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, there's this liberation front which the corporations want you to destroy because capitalism. But they one of the levels and this was kind of shown us in the pre-release stuff. They have this walking mining platform. And you start the level, and there's this kind of rush of you're in the desert. There's kind of rush of sand that comes at you. You see this thing in the distance, and as you're going towards it, there's this huge fuck off big laser that keeps trying to hit you. So you have to dodge side to side, and you come up, and this thing is enormous. Like the scale of it is incomprehensibly large, and you have to go on it and kill it. And it's really it's really impressive what From Software put together. I think what isn't clicking for me is that
it's not a Souls game.
What? Kind of, but there is a point I get to on this one.
Okay.
Because it's mission based, some of the missions are really fucking short. In terms of it's like, hey, there's this armored core down here, go kill it, and you do it in 90 seconds,
and it's done.
And it's just like, I was just getting into that.
Yeah, and music's kicking in, and it ends.
A lot of the combat effect, the most effective technique I've found is stay in the air, dodge side to side, keep shooting until it dies. Yeah. And that so far has worked for me on every boss that I've fought. But I think that might be me not engaging with the mechanics properly.
Yeah.
There are some the tutorializing doesn't make a lot of things clear to someone who hasn't played an Armored Core game before. And I have played one, but the one on the PS1, I've played Armored Core 1, and that's it.
Oh,
So it's been a very long time since I've played these games.
you couldn't even reload on that game.
No. But I think the main thing that's maybe not speaking for, and you nipped on it there, Oodles, it's not Elden Ring.
No.
And I don't think that's
Spoiled it for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think that that's a negative towards the game. The game is doing what it does really fucking well. I think I am not the target for this game because I like a world with context. I don't need a deep story. Like,
No.
we all know Elden Ring's story is really fucking surface level.
Yeah.
But I like a world to be in. So these kind of really small missions where you kind of battering around, just like you're fighting in a city or you're fighting at a dam or you're fighting in this
I've
kind
always
of flooded
said-
area.
Armored Car's closest cousin is Ace Combat.
Yeah. I think
They're
for the
Ace Combat type games.
I think for the people who like those kind of arcadey air combat simulators, I fucking love this game because
And I do love them.
yeah, I don't like I said. I need to really stamp down and reiterate: there is not a single thing this game is doing wrong. I am the problem.
Yeah.
Hello, hi, it's me. I'm
It's
the
not
problem.
you, it's me, babe.
Yeah, but I think if you have enjoyed any of the Armored Core games before, or you loved BattleTech, actually, okay, I like mech games, but I like strategy mech games. So like
Robotech.
BattleTech is what fucking suits me down to the ground, or Front Mission, that kind of thing.
Front Mission, yeah.
Yeah, like I think the last mech game that I played that I really, really
Mech
genuinely
Warrior.
loved. No, it was Zone of the Enders 2.
Oh, that's great though.
But
That's a great game.
But again, that's more style over substance. That where Fires of Rubicon is very much substance over style. It's a very stylish game, but it allows you to get really deep into the weeds of kind of building your mech, all the way down to like the generator level, like pushing it out with the amount of power that you get, what weapons you have. Everything is customizable. Like there is a lot of depth to the game, but it's not the depth that I want. I want a depth of the world. I want the context. I want to walk into an area and go, why is everybody dead here? You know, that kind of thing. We know why everybody's dead because there was a giant fucking solar flare that burned the bastard planet. So
It sounds amazing. Everything you've just described sounds amazing.
Yeah. So normally when we do these Nexus episodes, I put every review out on YouTube individually. I'm not going to do it for this one because I'm going to send my copy down probably the next week or two to Oodles so he can play it, and his review will be the proper review of it.
And I will beat it within a weekend.
I don't think it's a long game. I think like if you're not repeating
10 hours,
missions,
I think
if you're not repeating missions, it takes you about 10 hours to get through. But obviously the whole run is like getting S rank on every mission and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I've always played. I'm like, you beat it through once, then you get in your SSS. I think it's triple S. I think you can get all them on them.
Right.
That's what it used to be anyway. I'm going to get all them, platinum it, and send it back to you and give it a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, Oodles, you're going to fucking love this game.
No, I am. I know. Excellent. That's everyone. We've got quite a jam-packed feedback, haven't we?
We do, yeah. So I'm going to just jump straight in here. Stig's come in.
Go.
It's been over 3 years since Hamilton was first. He's talking about fucking Hamilton again. It was released on Disney Plus, and after several watches, multiple listens, the soundtrack, I finally got to see the stage show in London on Saturday night, and it was incredible.
Oh, nice.
I had amazing seats, bang in the centre of where I could see everything, and they were well worth the extra 20 quid over my budget I decided to spend on the tickets. I was a little worried to begin with that after spending the last 3 years listening to the original Broadway show that hearing new singers in the roles would be distracting and weird, but all that was put to bed within the first few songs because the current London cast were phenomenal and blew me away. They're all absolutely insanely talented singers and their American accents sounded so natural. From start to finish, I had an amazing time, and it's so hard biting my tongue to not sing along, although that didn't stop a woman on my row who tried to sing along with some of the softer songs, but was rightly shushed immediately. Seriously, people, we're there for the performers, not for you. Keep it shut. He is right.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the performance goes, it was everything I hoped for. It was really cool to see and hear the slight differences this show did compared with the original Broadway one, especially the guy who played King George, who was absolutely hilarious and put his own spin on the character. It was funny how in the US film version, everyone cheers George Washington when he arrives the first time, but no one did in London. It was King George that got cheered instead.
That's funny.
I mean, King George was not a good dude regardless. if you're a fan
Guess
of
what? The British were the baddies.
Oh no, are we the baddies?
Yes.
If you're a fan of the Disney Plus show, I highly recommend seeing it live in person. I'm really happy to finally go to see the show live. It was well worth the trip.
I'm jealous. I'm going to see next year.
Was Stig one of those guys? Like, can you stop singing, please? I'm going to have to escort you out of the building.
Yeah.
He's trying to stand up and rap, Stig, and he's like, sit down, sir. Sit down.
Gets up and punches him. Yeah, there's nothing. It doesn't matter how many times you've seen a film of something or heard a recording.
Yeah.
There's nothing compares to it. Just people like a cast of 30 belting it out around you.
Brilliant, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, when I went to see Rocky Horror, I thought they're not going to let us sing. No, they encouraged it.
Oh yeah, Rocky Horror is different.
Rocky Horror is all about being as camp as possible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the best safe show I've ever seen. But yeah, I'm glad he got to experience that in the flesh. I'm sure he loved it. Any more?
Oh yeah, plenty more. So Mike Halstead has written in. Sorry, I've just had a beer delivered here. I'm getting that open.
From Deliveroo.
From Deliveroo. So Mike Halstead has written in. Oodles, I think he's a man after your own heart here.
He always has been.
I've been listening to Sleep Token, which I can't get enough of right now.
Oh, God. I love Sleep Token.
I love
so much.
Sleep Token. Oh, baby making metal.
I was going to say that's how Oodles described me, sex metal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Also, watch their music videos as well. They're really simple but so
They're
effective.
like really 3D renders.
Yeah.
And Vessel's got such a great voice.
It's from Bristol, you know.
I know. No one's perfect.
He also goes on to say he's also listening to the Sequelizers Dark Universe specials. A couple of films that were entertaining enough without being absolutely stellar. Maggie Moore's and Next Exit being the first being a comedy horror where John Hamm plays a sheriff investigating the murders of two Mandy Moores.
Yes.
The second, a kind of sci-fi and stars Rahul Kohli, big fan, and
Love
Katie
him.
Parker as unwilling travel companions on their way to volunteer to be killed for science as ghosts have been proven to exist and can be communicated with. That sounds like
mental.
a film Rahul Kohli would do.
Yeah. He gives no fucks, that guy. I love him.
He's really good.
He plays a space marine in Bolt Gun.
Yeah, and he was great in Midnight Mass. God, he was so good.
Yes.
So good.
Zenos has said, he's written in a missive here. I forgot to mention this on the last Nexus episode, so we can go on this one instead. It was my birthday earlier this month. Happy birthday, Zenos.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
And while my girlfriend was up here for that, we went to see the Barbie movie. I haven't been to the cinema since before the pandemic, so it's a weird experience being back in front of the big screen. But it was so
stinks.
It was so worth the time to go. Best film I've seen in years. Much funnier than I expected.
Great.
Solid application of the satire. Sure, it can be a bit blunt, but people still manage to miss the point, so maybe not blunt enough.
It's right.
Some incredible acting from Margot Robbie in particular, and a great soundtrack to boot. My girlfriend's grandmother sadly passed away just before she came up, and the scenes with Ruth in particular absolutely broke her.
Oh.
She's doing okay now, but neither of us were expecting those, and it caught it completely off guard. If you haven't seen the film, please do. And if you've seen it and didn't enjoy it, I can only offer my condolences. To be fair, there were quite a few scenes in Barbie that caught me off guard.
I got quite emotional. Some
of the funny ones, like all the scenes with Ruth, like I had a lump in my throat. There's that scene where Margot Robbie sat on the floor crying, and like I was upset watching that. And then other scenes that kind of caught me off guard was like the Ken song, his song and dance number. Didn't see it coming. Completely caught me off guard.
No one saw that coming.
And it's fucking glorious. He goes on to say, aside from that, some of you will be aware I play Warframe, which had its big convention event on this weekend and revealed where its future updates are going. For those unfamiliar, it's a sci-fi third-person shooter-slasher with some cosmic horror elements in the plot. Well, they've just dropped massive plot twists before, but I think this time they've blown the entire community's collective minds. The next update coming this year looks like a continuation of the cosmic horror side of the plot, with a new enemy faction that's like fighting Michelangelo's reject list. But the one following that is, and I apologize for the analogy I'm about to use, but it's the best I can come up with. It's like watching a trailer for the new Star Wars film and seeing Luke Skywalker walk up to an Amstrad PC with a Nokia phone line to astrally project into a giant statue, then flash back to a child Anakin in reality on the 9/11 watching Qui-Gon Jinn order a bunch of prototype TIE fighters to destroy the World Trade Center.
Wow.
I've seen that bit in film.
I know that made no sense. What I saw last night also made no sense. They're calling the update Warframe 1999, and I think they just made their old game Dark Sector canon. My brain is melting. Weeble floop.
Oh, they made Dark Sector.
Yeah, they made Dark Sector. They made Warframe.
The Frisbee game.
Yeah.
Where you had like a Krull, a scroll. Is it Krull? One of them fucking flying things and boomerangs.
Yeah.
I fucking love Dark Sector. They made Warframe.
Yeah.
I've never played it. I might play it.
I mean,
it's probably one of them ongoing things that I'm gonna be lost as soon as I load it up.
It's
What the fuck do I do?
It's like Destiny free to play live service
Too
kind
late.
of thing.
Too late.
Oh, you're way too late for it.
But the Warframes. I'll play Dark Sector again on my phone. Fuck it.
Last up, best boy Kurt Lewin. Angry Kurt says, "Hi, me crew. Nothing much to update on last time. Still playing Resident Evil 4, which I think he finished tonight and he really enjoyed.
Good lad.
And he's enjoying Pizza Tower, which is the second best platformer I've played since Yooka-Laylee and The Impossible Lair, which is high praise because that's a fucking good platformer.
Now you have my interest. I fucking love Impossible Lair so much.
What was Pizza Tower? I think we talked about it recently. Hang on, let me find it on Steam.
He's pointed it out to me a few times. It's only on Steam at the moment, but I've got my ears peeled for it. My eyes peeled.
Ears peeled.
Ears and eyes. I'm poorly, mate. I'm poorly.
So according to Steam, Pizza Tower is a fast-paced 2D platform inspired by the Wario Land series, with an emphasis on movement, exploration, and score attack.
Okay. Now,
featuring a highly stylized pixel art inspired by the cartoons from the 90s and a highly energetic soundtrack.
If you haven't played Impossible Lair, though, fucking hell.
Oh, do it.
It's probably a fiver everywhere. It's so good.
It's better than it has any right to be. It's better given the shite that was the first
the
Yooka-Laylee
original
game.
first one. Yeah, the first one was shite. Impossible Lair's so good.
The last thing he says is, the major thing I've started, though, is True Detective Season 1, which has been really good.
Oh, it's great.
Nice.
It's very fucking good.
Yes.
It
drops off at Season 2.
gives me similar vibes.
Season 2.
It says he gives me similar vibes to Mindhunter and Wire in the Blood. I can see the Mindhunter thing, not so much Wire in the Blood, but yeah.
What the fuck's Wire in the Blood?
It's just another murder mystery thing.
All right.
But yeah, True Detective is very, very good. The first season. First season, not the second season.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the second one.
I know, but
the only human on the
It was
planet.
a slow burner.
We've established, Biggie, you're a pervert.
Yes, you are.
What? I am, but not relevant to that.
Is that all the feedback?
That is all the feedback.
Excellent. As always, links to all our extracurricular activity is in our show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. Next week, it will be another feature episode. Don't forget, though, we've got lots of Patreon stuff. We've got Kenny Potters. We've got also... I'm so poorly. I can't even tell you what we've got, but you all know by now. And before you do disappear, we have got an extra segment at the end before the Patreon stuff. I think we'll just jump into it, really.
Yeah,
It's time for a trip down Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
Oh, here we go. So there are two things in life that I thought were going to be a much bigger problem than they actually are. Quicksand being the first one. Swans breaking your arm is the second. Like, you cannot get near a pond with swans on without some parents shouting at their kids, "Stay away! They can break your arm," you know. But I'm wondering, how can a swan actually, how would it physically break your arm? Like, does it flap at you and that's enough power to
Hit
break
you with the
it?
neck.
No, they hit you with a wing.
It can't
Is
be
it the
that
wing?
powerful though, because their
That was the
bones are
neck.
hollow. But
They are
I mean,
strong. They are
it
strong.
seems more likely that it would get its mates to hold you down whilst it gets like a big boulder and smashes it. I mean, I guess it could honk you over a stone or something so you trip over and break your arm.
I think there's only one way to find out, mate. You start a fight with a swan.
I'll do it. I'll take bets.
you
My
won't.
money's on the swan.
Yeah.
I've been
Minus.
attacked by one.
Well, see, I went online to find out if anyone actually has ever had their arm
Okay.
broken.
Yeah, I have actually just Googled this one.
Of course he has.
Do you want the answer?
Go on.
If you feed the ducks and swans to your local pond, take care, as swans can sometimes become aggressive when demanding food. In theory, you could end up with a broken arm or leg after being attacked by a swan if you fell over during the attack, but a swan is unable to break your bones with just a blow from its wings.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not the swan that's breaking it. It's not getting you in a headlock and fucking you up, is it? So I did go online and I found I think it was a Guardian site where people ask questions and they get people writing in from all over the internet. And they'd ask this particular question. And some of their answers are pretty impressive. Like, some people are saying that it has happened to them. Some people, it's purely speculative. Some people are ridiculous. So yeah, serious to complete baloney, but here's a selection of my favourite highlights. Right, okay. So Dizzle from Detroit, USA, writes in and says, I work with a guy whose college classmates were brutally assaulted by swans multiple times a year. They had to build snow forts to keep the swans at bay. They would break multiple students' arms and legs per year. Be careful. Nathan from London says, I actually saw 2 swans attack a man. They set about him in a savage way before dragging him into the lake nearby. He managed to escape. He managed to escape but lost a leg during the fight. Sad face. The next one's from Victor D. Huliganov from Warsaw, and he's taking this seriously. Swans, geese, and other large waterfowl are all capable of breaking every bone in your body and also causing you to be burned beyond recognition. They can do this to hundreds of people at once. All they need to do is clog up the jets of an aeroplane, causing it to crash. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. And my favourite one, this is Jack Wilderness from the Midlands. He says, we've just got back having spent a night in Casualty, so don't appreciate the cruel jibes. We were feeding some ducks along with our little dog Teddy, he is Pomeranian, at the water's edge at a beautiful lake. While feeding the ducks, I turned to my boyfriend to ask where Teddy was. I called out to him, but there was no sign. We spent a good 20 minutes looking for him, and we were starting to worry when all of a sudden, he came out of nowhere with some cygnets. All of a sudden, we hear a loud screeching noise, and my boyfriend was savagely attacked by 2 large swans. I quickly grabbed Teddy in my arms and screamed for help. It all happened so quickly, I couldn't believe what was happening. They literally started dragging him towards the water. Fortunately, passers-by saw the vicious attack and used his fishing umbrella to prise him off his legs. However, my boyfriend suffered from severe bruising, 3 broken toes, fractured wrist, black eye, 2 broken ribs. We were also waiting for his vision in his right eye to come back as he hit his head during the fall. He also has a broken nose. I think generally it's okay to feed the ducks and swans, etc., but you just need to be wary of the time of year when they're young, as they see us as a threat, and we're just trying to protect their young.
That's some Jack
Wilderness. That is a step further than a broken arm. Jack Wilderness. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, the main question I do need to ask you, Candy, and I feel like you expect this one to be coming. So, no luck catching them swans, then?
It's 2 swans, actually. Just the 1 swan, actually.
All right.
All I can say is just watch out at your local park for these vicious dinosaurs.
Haven't I told you about the swans that live up the road from me? There's
no. So I thought you were going to do these 6 swans.
Oh no. So about 2 miles up the road from me, there's like a retail park with like a Morrison's and McDonald's, all that kind of thing there. So if I'm going up there to do shopping, I'll pick up a Mackey's or whatever. On the road up there is a man-made lake in Killingworth, and it's 2 lakes with the road going down the middle, and there's swans that live there.
They just like to cross the road.
They just like to cross the road, but what they also like to do is sit in the road. So there's been a few times I've come up there and I've got to sit in traffic because there's a swan there. And the best part is they're not scared of the cars. You hoot your horn at them and they're just like flap their wings out. You want one? You fucking want one? I'll fucking get you, mate.
Yeah, they are all southern as well. The Queen's swans. They've all got London accent.
Oh yeah, they're fucking giving it large. Especially
are they still the Queen's swans? Are the King adopted them now?
Kings now. They belong to the Crown.
They're like swan sandwiches, don't they? They eat them.
When I used to run a pub with a lake around the beer garden, we had swans and a goose there. And they used to attack people walking through.
Well, all I can say is that's been a very cautious trip down Candyland.
Nature's thugs.
Nature always finds a way. Life always finds a way to kill you.
Swans always find a way to kill you.
Yeah, they do.
The chance of dying to a swan aren't 0.
They are not 0. Yes, that's the end of the main show. Patrons, join us in the green room in a second. But for everyone else, thank you for I'm sorry for your ears with me being poorly, but thank you very much for adhering with us. See you next time.
Bye.
Oh, she's got it off me.
No.
It's the computer virus.